Good morning, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Ruling parties prepare to remove Deputy Speaker saying she acted against her post conduct. Demand for resignation, Mao Center and RSP warn of protest. The CIAA begins investigation on more than 100,000 fake license, demands detail of 3 generations from the officials at 27 transport offices. CIB's investigation in the second phase. Democratic nominee Kamala Harris and her Republican rival Donald Trump to meet face-to-face for the first time ever ahead of the US presidential election. And Colombia defeats Argentina 2-1 in the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. Paraguay beats Brazil 1-0. Ruling alliance partners Nepali Congress and CPN-UML are preparing to remove Deputy Speaker Indira Rana Magar, saying that she had worked against conduct. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has said it was necessary to urge the Deputy Speaker to vacate the position during the meeting of the ruling parties, saying that her presence would affect constitutional appointments, including that of the Chief Justice. According to one leader of Nepali Congress, the ruling parties have decided to first request to quit the position and, if she does not do as requested, remove her from the post using 2/3 majority at the parliament. CPN-UML Chief Whip Ramesh Bartola has said the ruling parties had been dwelling on Rana's future with the post, but a conclusion had yet to be reached.
अनुकूलको जिम्मेवारी बन्द सबैले गर्नुपर्छ, त्यस प्रकारको व्यवहार सबैले गर्नुपर्छ। संस्था उहाँले पठाएको पत्र यहाँको सचिवालयको रेकर्डमा हुनु पर्दैन, सचिवालयको अनुमतिबाट गर्नु पर्दैन। उहाँले को मान्छेलाई भिजा माग्नु भयो, त्यो पत्रचार गर्नुभयो, सचिवालयका कहीँ सूचीकृत छ। यो कमजोरी हो उहाँको, यो त्रुटि हो। यी यस्ता विषय उठेपछि अब मार्ग प्रशस्त गर्ने कुरा उहाँ स्वयंको कुरा हो।
Deputy Speaker Indira Rana Magar had held discussion with spokesperson of the Parliament Secretariat and other office bearers on the same. In order to remove the Deputy Speaker from the post, the ruling alliance needs 184 votes, which is the 2/3 majority and which the current government can generate. Opposition Mao Center and Rashtriya Swatantra Party meanwhile has accused the ruling alliance of removing the Deputy Speaker to strengthen its presence in the Constitutional Council.
साँच्चै उहाँहरूले यो दर्ता गराउनु भयो भने इन्स्टिट्युसनली अट्याक गर्ने जे एमालेको छवि बनाउनु भएको छ कमरेड केपी ओलीले, त्यसलाई थप पुष्टि गर्नुहुन्छ र यो दर्ता भएर प्रक्रियामा अगाडि गयो भने सत्ता पक्षले या सरकारको नेतृत्व गरिराखेका 2 ठूला पार्टीहरूले यसको मूल्य चाहिँ अलि महँगो नै चुकाउनु पर्छ भन्ने हाम्रो बुझाइ।
हामीलाई सहयोग गरेन भन्ने कारणले उपसभामुखलाई हटाउने कुरा यो गलत कुरा हो, निन्दनीय कुरा हो र गलत कार्यमा संलग्न भएका मान्छेहरूलाई छोड्नु हुँदैन। तर यो भन्दा पनि ठुलो अपराध भएका मान्छे चाहिँ उन्मुक्ति पाउने, प्रधानमन्त्री हुने, मन्त्री हुने अनि सामान्य गल्ती गर्यो भनेर प्रमाणित नहुँदै उपसभामुखलाई हटाउने कुरा चाहिँ गलत कुरा हो।
The ruling parties have alleged the Deputy Speaker of abusing her authority as it was revealed that she had issued an official letter to the US Embassy recommending for visa. Ruling and opposition parties engaged in blame games at the House of Representatives regarding attempts to remove Deputy Speaker Indira Rana Magar. Lawmakers from the ruling side demanded immediate resignation from her, saying that questions had been raised on her conduct. Lawmakers of opposition Mao Center and Rashtriya Swatantra Party called the attempt as against democracy and warned they would stand in defense of the Deputy Speaker and even take it to the streets if needed. Amid CPN-UML lawmakers strictly demanding resignation from Deputy Speaker, lawmakers from Nepali Congress, among others, in the ruling side remained silent. CPN-UML lawmakers have claimed that they are not compelling but rather requesting Deputy Speaker to resign. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked why have ruling parties lacked unity in defending the government. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
एक नम्बरमा राजनीतिक इमानदारीताको अभाव, दुई नम्बरमा आत्मविश्वासको कमी र तेस्रो नम्बरमा एकअर्का बीचको विश्वासको कमीले गर्दा नै यो स्थिति आएको हो।
सैद्धान्तिक र वैचारिक कुरामा पनि मेल नखाएकोले
राजनीतिक खिचातानी गरेर यो देशलाई अझ विकराल अवस्थामा पुर्याउने नै हुन सक्छ।
दलहरू बीच आपसी समझदारी नभएको कारण
देशको माया ममता चाहिँ कसलाई चाहिँ कसरी हुने भन्ने चाहिँ भएन, आफ्नो चाहिँ सत्ता मात्रै चाहिँ जोगाउने र आफ्नो सत्ता मात्रै गर्ने भएको हुनाले
यतिखेरको अब चलखेलले मान्छेको सत्ता मात्रै कुर्चिया मात्रै पुग्ने हाबी गर्छन्।
कसरी हुन्छ, कहाँबाट हुन्छ, आफ्नो मान्छे आफ्नो ठाउँमा घुसाउँछ, यही नै होला।
नेताहरूले आफ्नै कुर्सीलाई मात्रै हेर्छन्, अरू जनताहरूलाई हेर्दैनन्।
नेतृत्व जसले गरेको छ त्यसमा चाहिँ अब गर्ने मान्छेले चाहिँ अब त्यो आफ्नो त्यो चेन अफ कमान्ड गर्न सकेका छैन।
राम्रोलाई राम्रो नराम्रोलाई नराम्रो भन्नुपर्छ भन्ने प्रकारको संस्कृतिको विकास भइराखेको पनि जस्तो लाग्छ।
गलत कामलाई चाहिँ पनि अब पक्ष पोषण गर्ने कुराहरू त सबैलाई मान्ने हुँदैन पनि, त्यो भए कारणले पनि
कहिले कोसित केही बेरको लागि टाँसिने, कहिले अर्कोसँग टाँसिने, जसले गर्दाखेरि एकअर्काप्रतिको विश्वास गुम्दै गएको छ।
जो मन्त्री छ आफ्ना वरिपरिकालाई मात्रै चाहिँ खुवाउने प्याउने राख्ने, ठुलो मान्छे बनाएर राख्ने, अनि उप्रतिको विश्वास जनतासँग पनि नहुने, कार्यकर्तासँग पनि नहुने, के का लागि गर्छ त प्रतिरक्षा?
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you.
Here's the question, what's your take on the blame games between ruling and opposition at the parliament on the issue of deputy speaker? Your options are A, lack of conduct, B, influence of constitutional council, and C, ruling alliances, vested interest. Voting is on. Type NAWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, has begun probe into irregularity on more than 102,000 driving license at a time when the investigation by the Central Investigation Bureau, CIB of Nepal Police on the matter is also underway. The investigation conducted by the Department of Transport Management showed that 102,000 fake driving licenses had been issued with the nexus between service seekers, government officials and middlemen. Based on this finding, the department had corresponded with the CIB and the CIAA to probe into the matter. The CIAA has begun investigation on the issue, while the CIB has continued its second phase of investigation. In the first phase, the CIAA is to investigate licenses of 1,150 service seekers of 27 out of the 40 transport offices across the country. The authority has demanded 3 generations detail of 395 officials from the department who had issued the fake licenses. Sources have said that majority of licenses that are under probe were issued to those who had failed the trial after the office hour. Majority of those involved in the nexus are found to be high-ranking transport officials. The corruption watchdog has begun initial investigation on 520 licenses issued by Butwal office, 26 by Nepalganj, 55 by Jumla, 17 by Ekantakuna and 31 by Itahari office. Meanwhile, Shyam Prasad Low and other officials have filed a writ at the Supreme Court, including the Department of Transport Management as defendant. Time now for international update. Republican Donald Trump and Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris immediately went on the offensive in the opening segment of their first presidential debate, each seeking a campaign-altering moment in their closely fought election.
Kamala Harris, let's have a good debate. Thank you.
Welcome to you both. It's wonderful to have you. It's an honor to have you both here tonight.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics. Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
You talk about extreme. This is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain. His former Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the Republic, would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm asking...
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
I think it's, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. You know, I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us.
But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. They said the wrong things. That war should have never started. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that's the kind of talent we have with her.
Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one. When I went to meet with President Zelensky, I've now met with him over 5 times. The reality is it has been about standing as America always should, as a leader upholding international rules and norms. That the alliances we have around the world are dependent on our ability to look out for our friends and not favor our enemies because you adore strongmen instead of caring about democracy.
Manipur government suspended internet for 5 days as students clashed with security forces amid their protest march over the demand for the removal of the state's police chief. The government imposed curfews in Imphal state and west districts and prohibitory orders in Thoubal. The protest erupted after a spate of sophisticated drone and rocket attacks in some settlements in the violence-ravaged state. At least 8 people have died and over 12 injured in the fresh wave of violence in Manipur. More than 100 students were injured in yesterday's clash with security personnel during a demonstration. According to Indian media, the Ministry of Home Affairs of the Government of Manipur has issued an order to shut down and temporarily suspend internet and mobile data services, including leased line broadband and VPN services in the state from 10th September 3 p.m. to 15 September 3 p.m. Amid suspicion that some antisocial elements were using social media to inflame public sentiment by sharing pictures, abusive language and hateful video messages, the Ministry of Home Affairs has ordered the temporary shutdown of the internet. It is said that this step has been taken to thwart conspiracies and activities of anti-national and antisocial elements and to maintain peace and communal harmony. The conflict has been ongoing since last year's court decision suggested the Meitei community should also receive the economic benefits and quotas previously reserved for the Kukis. Manipur, with a population of 3.2 million, is now divided into 2 ethnic regions, a valley under Meitei control and the hills dominated by the Kukis, separated by land patrolled by federal forces. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.